And good evening, and welcome to Two Idiots Talking Football. I'm Jim Brock. I'm James Knox, alongside Joshua Brooks, and welcome to our 2026 NFL Playoff Preview. And we'll get to a lot of that here in just a little bit. First of all, Happy New Year to everybody. And here we are, Josh. It's been a while since we've done a show. Matter of fact, I think the last one we did was the trade deadline, and of course, I've had ankle surgery since, and you've had your own battles health wise. But here we are, and it is hard to believe that we are at the end of the regular season, and both teams, yours and mine, respectively, are playoff teams. And here we go. So it is a this is what is referred to as money time. Here we are. You know, this is where the best players in the league make their mark, and it's Trevor Lawrence who has had a renaissance, a revitalization, if you will. A lot of that thanks to Liam Cohen and Jakobi Meyers.
Yeah, ever since they got Jakobi, that offense has been completely different.
And we kind of talked about that earlier over lunch, just how much of an improvement this offense is. You already had the big time players and Travis Etienne and even Tootin, the backup running back, has been something of a something that I would say is something that we didn't expect. Been a really good kind of compliment to Travis and the receivers. Brenton Strange certainly has had a hell of a year as well, and for you guys, you're going to open up at home. You had a chance to be the 1 seed. Of course, that all didn't work in terms of, needing Denver to lose and needing New England to lose. It's always tough in week 18 because not everybody's playing their starters. But you guys are looking like a team that could make a run in the AFC playoffs.
I hope so.
I think it's I think for us, sitting here and looking at it, just what that team has become, and defensively, we already knew that the Jaguars defense was a very good a defense that could carry that team, and now here we are. Liam Cohen and his coaching staff has done an exceptional job.
Trevor's looking like he did when he was at Clemson.
Yeah, I heard them say that in the game against Tennessee the other on Sunday, and I think I even mentioned it that he looks like the quarterback that beat Alabama in that national championship game out in Santa Clara, oddly enough, to where they could be back in February. Josh Gillison, another Josh, joining us this evening. Evening, Josh. Hope all is well. I know right now you're watching us from the hospital. I hope that we get better news and you everybody's got health issues. It seems like this time of year we're all a little banged up, and that goes for NFL teams as well. We'll get to that here in just a second. On my side of the coin, here we are, the Los Angeles Rams, who at one point in time were the number 1 seed in the NFC playoff picture, and of course losing to Seattle on that Thursday night and struggling really down the stretch. But that is because of injuries. No Quentin Lake, no Rob Havenstein, no Kevin Dotson, no Devontae Adams. We're going to get Devontae and Quentin back, and then, of course, we'll get all into that here in just a little bit. I think before we get into that, though, let's talk about the unfortunate part of this time of the year in the NFL, and that would be Black Monday.
And Black Thursday.
Yeah, no doubt. As we were talking earlier and coming across kind of all the news in today, we find out that Mike McDaniel in Miami has lost his job as well, which I don't really know if that was surprising. We knew that they've got some issues. Miami does.
When your coach goes up and goes, well, if we lose, we lose. That means we're not good. But if we win, we're good.
Right. And
you can't. That's not a coach.
It will be interesting to see who they get to replace him. We again, talking over lunch earlier, Jim Harbaugh was kind of the name there. So he loses his job in Miami. we have other losses in the NFL in terms of coaches. I think the one that kind of surprised me the most was Raheem Morris in Atlanta. Was there for 2 years, went 8-9 in back-to-back years. But I think as talented as Atlanta is, and this is taking the quarterback position out of it, because between Michael Penix Jr., who he can't stay healthy, another torn ACL, he tore his twice in Indiana, and of course now goes to Washington, goes to the national championship there, gets drafted by the Falcons, and man, he can't stay healthy. Kirk Cousins, I thought they played well down the stretch. They beat the Rams on the Monday night. But nonetheless, not a whole lot of success there. He gets fired. Jonathan Gannon in Arizona loses his job.
That shocked me a little bit.
Me too. And here's why. We obviously Kyler Murray, who I think we can both kind of agree has been a bust. They look better with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Saw them on Sunday against the Rams for the first half there. Really did give the Rams some problems, and then the Rams pulled away. But, Gannon loses his job. Raheem Morris.
Injuries killed them too, though.
Right. You're right. I mean, they lose Trey Benson, their starting running back, who, when he got hurt, was having a hell of a season. As a matter of fact, he was my fantasy running back at one point. So they lose him.
That they got injured.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Gets hurt. So Arizona really struggles there. So we talk about Gannon loses his job, Raheem Morris loses his job, John Harbaugh in Baltimore loses his job, and I think what that really surprised me as well, because Baltimore, they had a chance to make the playoffs. They lose to Pittsburgh. So that kind of surprised me as well. We talk about all these coaches losing their jobs, yet Aaron Glenn with the Jets is safe. That makes no sense to me, how somebody who has been so bad is still the head coach of the New York Football Jets.
Don't forget, he gave us one of the best moments of the NFL season on September 9th.
Which was, yeah, right. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
When they blocked the kick and he started dancing.
Yeah, I'm just going to walk away from that. I almost said something that would have got me in trouble. I might have got canceled for that one. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. We see that we're going to see them shuffle the deck in terms of coaches. And I mean, I guess in terms of kind of shuffling the deck in terms of coaching, and Aaron Glenn's a defensive coach. And really the Jets weren't terrible. Well, let me rephrase that. Hang on. In terms of defensive, prowess and what we expected out of them, I think that Aaron Glenn is going to be fine as a head coach. I really do. But he's got to get talent. That's the problem. He doesn't have a quarterback. He's got all the talent in the world, but he doesn't have a quarterback. And
they're the only team in NFL history to not have an interception.
I know.
That's defense.
Well, and I get that, and I see where you're going, but my point is that I think really if he had more talent, and of course they trade away Quinnen Williams and whatnot. I mean, that's it's kind of a big issue. I've got to get my lovely wife to bring me my computer charger, because if not, we're going to really be in trouble.
You have Sauce Gardner get the same record on 2 different teams this year.
Man, talk about having terrible luck. Let's go from the Jets to the Colts at that time, who were 8-2, and then the next thing you know, he's like
7.
Right. Yeah, man, you're right.
That's not looking like a great trade for the Colts now.
Well, you're right, and I don't know. That's just talk about being that's a lot of bad luck there.
Let me read off my script like I'm Ursay's daughter real quick.
that's a whole nother story. We'll get into her and her fiery ass here in just a little bit, because there's no way she should have come out and said what she said. I mean, you talk about how you're pissed off that you lose, and you're pissed. Although Shane Steichen and was it Chris Ballard they're keeping their jobs. I'm not so sure that. I mean, that's stupid as hell. I mean, I'm mad, I'm pissed off, yet y'all gonna keep your job. So there's a good chance that we had a terrible year this year. We're gonna have the same damn record next year.
I mean, at least fire the GM.
Chris Ballard.
He's been there for years. Hasn't had anything much to say for.
And look, a lot of Colts fans are pissed. That exact thing. Yeah, I'm just glad I'm not a Colts fan. I mean, you know, I think it's kind of funny again, you know, that I think it's, well, of course you do. They're in your division.
Well, I mean, the Colts are that team in your division that you're like, you don't hate, you don't like, they're just in the middle.
It's kind of like having a Mustang GT with 4 flat fucking tires. I mean, the engine's great. Oh, it's pretty as hell. Fire it up and a run. Problem is when you go to put it in drive, it ain't going nowhere. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, that's one of those things that, man, I don't know. Yeah, I guess says let Blue run the team. What could it hurt? Would be entertaining. He'd be smacking everybody in the face with pies. There you go. There you go. That's where I was going. Those videos, by the way, are hilarious.
Daniel Jones, you better not get injured again.
So I mean, we look at it and go, okay, so the Colts have a terrible season in terms of being able to go anywhere. So they finish in third only because the Titans are in that division, or else they would have finished fourth. The Houston Texans, which is they're a very dangerous team right now. I think you win 9 in a row. The defense and really they should have. Here goes back to the Colts and how bad they should have lost that game on Sunday. And
I mean, they will be second though.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right, but still, I mean, in terms of like, okay, so I got a team that is really good. We can drive down the field. You put, you know, I mean, Ryan Leonard did a really good job driving the Colts down to score, and then here come the Texans and came, you know, Fairbairn, and he kicks the field goal, and that's all she wrote. That is a team, that Houston Texans team is a very dangerous team, and they go to Pittsburgh on Monday night to take on the Steelers, and we'll get into all that in just a second. And you'll notice here, my Rams in the NFC, Josh's Jaguars in the AFC. So what we decided over lunch today as to not be homers, or for people to kind of make a decision on instead of being homers, I decided to take the AFC in terms of the playoff picture, and Josh the NFC. I do want to talk a little bit about the referees for this weekend. There's been a lot made of that, especially the Philadelphia game.
Oh, you mean the fan of the Eagles?
He is a huge Eagles fan. And this cat is he is the head referee for the Eagles and Niners game. Now, look, as a Rams fan, I ain't got no damn problem with this. And there's a reason, because I want the Niners to lose. However,
you'll find out what I think about that.
I think it is the NFL and Roger Goodell and his cronies at Park Avenue in New York City. They always find a way to screw the pooch. They didn't screw it this time. They fucked the shit out of that ass.
Like
I mean, big fat ass. Guys, I have to apologize for the inside jokes here. So
this whole thing about the refs could be solved very easily.
Hang on, we'll get to that in just a second. If you have not seen the show Brock Meyer on Netflix, Josh had not heard about it, and I kind of showed him the opening scene to the series after lunch, and it was rolling. So if you haven't seen it, and the back and forth we just had, pull it up on your phone, put some headphones in or have it very quiet because it's not appropriate for those under the age of 30. Kids, if you're not familiar with what it's called. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh man. All righty. So no. Josh, if you would, go ahead with the referee matchups for this week while I get the charger here and hook my laptop up.
So for the Jags-Bills game, we
Ryan,
have the ref that Liam Cohen asked if he was drunk or not.
I thought he asked him if they were on drugs.
He did both.
Oh well, that works too.
Then for the Patriots Chargers, you have Ron Torbert.
Oh God.
For the Steelers and Texans, you have Craig Rolstad.
Okay, so Craig Rolstad's not terrible. Oh man.
For the Packers Bears, you have Adrian Hill. And for the Rams and Panthers, you have Cleat don't know what a catch is, Blakeman.
Or he doesn't know what a hold is either, or what the lack thereof a hold is.
So, if you like complaining about officials, you're going to love this weekend.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, it's that I will say this, and of course, for me personally, it's weird because being an official, I try not to bang on the officials too much, but in terms of this year and grading these officials as the season has gotten further, it's been terrible. The officiating this year has been the worst it's been in quite a while.
It's like they don't know the rules to the game they're officiating.
Well, here's the thing that drives me nuts. So we all are familiar with the fact that NFL referees are part-timers. Puka made that completely clear to everybody that these referees are attorneys, lawyers, and they want to be on TV as well. And of course, those comments were made right before the Atlanta game, in which we had Clete Blakeman. So that does bother me because
my advice to Puka would be to shut up before this game.
Right. Well, I don't think he's going to say anything. He was very measured in his comments after last week and how he's been successful going forward since then. But you're right. I mean, it's going to be tough, and you've got the. For you guys, you have Brad Allen, and I mean that entire crew has really struggled down the stretch this year. So, as you mentioned, Liam Cohen asked him if he was on drugs and asked him if he was drunk.
Well, he officiated the Panthers-Bucs game last week.
Yeah, that's the phantom pass interference and all that other stuff.
He called an incomplete pass, a backwards pass out of bounds when the ball wasn't out of bounds.
Okay, so that pissed me off because, we go back to the Rams-Seahawks game where they had that same call, but yet when you looked at it, of course, they blew it dead in the Panthers-Bucs game, and they could have gone back and done something about that. But in the Rams game, on that where it was,
it's a crucial,
right? I mean, that's 2 points right there that that they shouldn't have had. And the next thing you know, the Seahawks score that field. They went for two, and they won the game there. Take those 2 points off the board, and that was huge because that game actually ended up deciding who was going to be the number one seed in the NFC playoffs. It's going to be interesting. We've got the Rams, the Rams and the Panthers. We've got the Niners and the Eagles, and we've got the Packers and the Bears on the NFC side. AFC side, we have the Jaguars and the – why did I just lose – the Jaguars and the Bills. We got the Steelers and the Texans. And then we have what is the other matchup there?
So
The Patriots and the Chargers.
Patriots,
There we go.
Chargers.
Wow.
Currently, Miami is beating Ole Miss.
Really? We talked about that earlier too. That's something else we completely have overlooked was the CFP. Man, I am kind of blanking out tonight. Let's see here.
The spreads on these games are insane.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about that as well. So Miami leads Ole Miss 3-0, 2:23 to go in the first. Miami's Carter Davis knocks through a 38-yard field goal. Of course, that is in the Fiesta Bowl in Arizona. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting because I'm not so sure that and we talked about it. I thought that maybe Ole Miss would win, but you're on the other side thinking that Carson Beck and Miami. You have Miami in the national championship game against Indiana, matter of fact. An Indiana team that absolutely boat raced Alabama. 38-3. Thank God Ty Simpson decided to go ahead and say he wants to be in the NFL draft. Good riddance to him.
Next quarterback.
It's either going to be the Jets or it's going to be the Raiders. And that's another.
The Raiders are in love with Fernando.
That's another coach that got fired was Pete Carroll. And that's kind of the weird one because Pete Carroll, I thought, did an okay job. His problem was Mark Davis and Tom Brady both of them said, and Brady's going to have to watch himself if he wants to continue to work in the Fox booth and be part of the Raiders ownership group as well, is that they were pissed off that how do I want to put this? That Pete Carroll wanted Geno Smith as his quarterback because neither of them apparently wanted Geno as the quarterback, but Pete Carroll was so hell-bent on him being the quarterback for the Raiders that kind of changed everything. Whatever.
I have a different view on the Pete Carroll thing. I don't think he got quote unquote fired. I think he decided, yeah, I'm leaving. This is not.
Well, I kind of think of it this way too, and that's a good point. That Stefanski in Cleveland, I think he did everything he could to get fired. You ever just been in a job that's been so damn bad that you would punch your boss directly square in his nose to lose your job? And I think that Stefanski was in such that's a shitty team. It's a bad situation. Al Davis, Mark Davis, I mean, Sammy Davis Jr., hell, I don't know, whoever hell else you want to own that team. Like, there's not the ownership and the higher ups. I mean, that's just a terrible run franchise. It is.
Yeah, when you don't let your coach have a say in anything.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean,
he didn't want Watson. He didn't want Shador. If it was up to Stefanski, he would still have Baker Mayfield.
Right. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if you go into a grocery store and for some reason there was a power outage and every gallon of milk in the freezer is bad. It's just bad, with the exception of maybe two down at the bottom by the name of Max Crosby and Brock Bowers. Everything else in the freezer is terrible. And
on the Cleveland side, you have one, and it's Myles Garrett.
Right. And congratulations to him. He breaks Michael Strahan's sack record, and now he wants to come back and get 25.
What did you think about them stopping that game
for that?
And not telling Cincinnati's coach that they were going to do that?
I thought that was Bush League.
Yeah, like, because Zach Taylor was like, yeah, we were about to run another play, and then all of a sudden they stopped the game.
Right.
And but congratulations to Myles Garrett. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment.
I mean, we go back to when Strahan sacked Brett Favre and set the record. You're right. I mean, that's one of those records and I don't know if I always thought that Aaron Donald would get there, and it really surprises me that he didn't. but Aaron Donald was such a force. They were double and triple teaming him, so he
Yeah.
wasn't going to get what Myles Garrett got. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that's and here's the thing that's so bad about that. If the Browns would have had any offense at all, they could have been a wildcard team. Their defense is really, really good. You know,
I think that shows you how bad the AFC is compared to the NFC.
you're right. I mean, that's the thing. The funny thing is you're right, but everybody will tell you that when it comes to their offense, whether it was Dylan Gabriel, whether it was Myles Garrett, whether it was Joe Flacco earlier in the year, they've got a really good running back. They don't have really anything wide receiver wise. I mean, you still have Jerry Jeudy, but I mean, it's really, like I said, it's called going to the grocery store, grabbing a gallon of milk and looking at the expiration date and saying, oh, it expired 3 days ago.
And they have my team's first round pick that's going to be in the late 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It's like, that's basically a second round pick.
Yeah. The bad thing about that is they're not going to go anywhere.
No.
You play in a division with the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Bengals, and I expect the Bengals to be better, but I'll say this. If the Rams win the Super Bowl and Stafford retires, the next quarterback
is going to be a Ram.
Yep. The next Los Angeles Rams quarterback will be Joe Burrow, which, my goodness, Burrow with Kyrie Williams, Blake Corum in the backfield, and then Devontae Adams and Puka. And then, I mean, if the Rams were to draft another wide receiver, because there's talks that they may be interested in somebody like the kid from Ohio State. There's two of them that are coming out.
Oh, Cardinal Tate.
Yes. And then there's also talks that if they really wanted to, they could take the running back from Notre Dame. I mean, and pair him up with Kyron. They were both Notre Dame kids. Blake Corum from Michigan. There's talks that they could send him in a deal to Cleveland or to Cincinnati. I mean, damn. You bring in
I'm telling you, Joe Burrow will get traded in the offseason.
Okay. And that we can get into that as we go on, because the plan here is with what we're talking about and how we're going to approach the playoffs all the way through the Super Bowl and into the offseason, is that we will continue to kind of go through the end of the playoffs and then into the off season with our podcast. You may be right, but I do agree with the fact that I think Joe Burrow, whether he goes to LA or not as a Ram, he will not be a Cincinnati Bengal once moves are allowed to be made.
Yeah. When you're too busy playing with your hair instead of talking to the reporters in your final press conference, that just shows me you don't care anymore.
Right. And I'm with you. Like, I like Joe Burrow. Like him a lot.
I do too.
Watching the quarterback show on Netflix, kind of getting his personality and kind of getting to know him a little bit. He is he seems like a really classy, smart kid. And I mean,
he has a Batmobile.
Right. Let me tell you, he's been through some shit in Cincinnati too.
Yeah.
And the thing is Zach Taylor, the head coach in Cincy rather, is a Sean McVay. He's from the Sean McVay tree. Zach Taylor was the Rams.
He fell off a couple branches.
Well, that's true, but he was the quarterback coach in LA when Jared Goff was there, and so yeah, I'm with you.
Coach, I'm shocked I didn't get fired.
Yeah,
was Zach Taylor.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I really thought he was going to lose his job as well. Let's kind of move on here as we're half an hour into the show here. Kind of looking at where the hell's that at? Where the fuck? I was looking to turn the TV on so I could watch the Illinois basketball game. So as we kind of look here, let's kind of look at we'll look at the NFC first. And let's start with the Bears and Packers matchup.
So you have the Bears versus Packers. The Bears are 1.5 point favorites.
Yep. That one kind of surprises me too. I mean, I know that game is at Soldier Field. That is going to be one hell of an atmosphere in that game. And you're talking about a Bears team with Caleb Williams, who I think we were both kind of surprised was as good as he is. They have got one hell of a backfield with DeAndre Swift, and I cannot remember his first name. And right now I can't remember his last name. I just know it's funny to say. But you're talking about a team in the Bears that have some big time weapons. You've got DJ Moore. You've got the kid from Mizzou, Luther Burden. And you've got
Dunze.
Right. You've got
Colson Loveland.
And you've got Cole Kmet. I mean, they are loaded. And they're going to host a Green Bay Packers team, and that is going to be a winter wonderland. That game is on Saturday night? No.
Yeah, on Amazon.
Okay. All right. So that is the Saturday night game. I was trying to remember if they put 2 NFC games on a Saturday night, which is really weird. But I mean, this could be one hell of a matchup.
Ole Miss just scored to make the game 7-3.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I was getting ready to say that 14:50 to go in the second quarter. Miami has the ball 1st and 10 on their own 43-yard line.
So, do you want to get into the prediction part?
Yeah,
now?
go ahead. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and break this down.
Okay, so for Bears and Packers, I think Chicago wins. The reason I think that Green Bay has no pass rush without Micah Parsons, and I don't even know who's starting at quarterback for the Packers.
Man, it's and I was actually going to look that up earlier, and of course I was arguing with my computer. I couldn't get the damn camera to work. Right now, the way they're talking is this still may be Malik Willis's ball team, because it doesn't appear that Jordan Love is 100% healthy.
Yeah, that if I'm have a game and it's Malik Willis versus Caleb Williams, I'm taking Caleb Williams. And I don't think that's too much of
a stretch.
Yeah.
Man,
especially the way the Bears defense has been playing this year. They're the only team with more takeaways than the Jaguars defense, who has 32. So,
man, now that you put it that way, damn, it's that's a tough one.
It'll be a very interesting game.
Well, the way you broke it down, I can't sit here and act like I disagree with you, because initially I was like, okay, so
I think the only way the Packers have a chance is if Josh Jacobs just goes off.
Well, and I agree. I can't.
But he's been injured too.
True.
So
that's going to be an interesting one. Let's see. I'm kind of on the fence about this, and the more we talk about it, remember I told you earlier I really thought that the Packers would beat them. The Packers swept them in the regular season, but you may be right, and I think just because the more you've kind of sold me here, I'll take the Bears as well at home. Soldier Field, defense has played well. That place is going to be just rocking on Saturday night. Next game, let's go ahead and stay on that Saturday, and we will go with the Rams and the Carolina Panthers from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte.
Now, this is the biggest spread of the week.
10.5 still?
Yes, the Rams are favored by 10.5. How can you not pick the Rams?
Well, I mean, everybody on NFL Network has, so.
I mean, Devontae Adams is coming back healthy. Quentin Lake's coming back healthy.
Yep, Captain Q.
I mean, let's put it this way. You're playing the best of a shitty division, really.
Yeah. I mean, and the only reason they were in the playoffs is simply because of the tiebreaker.
And because the Bucks don't know how to win meaningful games. I mean,
yeah, I think you're right. So this is an interesting comment. It says 90s called. Can we get back to the players just playing? Officials call the game and coach didn't have to hold. No, that's not where we are in a completely different. I mean, this is one of those. This is one of those just matchups that I think the Rams kind of. I think in the first half it's close, but I think the Rams pull it. Kind of what happened with Arizona.
yeah.
They were 16-6 at the half, and they beat them 37-20. But to his comment, no, coaches are going to hold players' hands because the NCAA is a feeder league for the NFL, and you have players like a Caleb Williams who in college, Mr. Paint My Fingernails, we lose to Utah, I'm gonna go cry on my mama's shoulder, and because he was, and I'm not going to use the word pampered, he's very emotional and he wears his emotions on his sleeves. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But you're talking about a kid that I think Josh is a little bit behind us here. I think ultimately what happens is that it wouldn't matter if coaches held players' hands or not, because what we're seeing is because players are coddled a little bit and kind of
Especially in college with the transfer portal.
Right. And that's a good point. That they're
When you have a player like DJ Lagway, who transfers out of Florida because the coach asked him if he cared about football.
Yep.
What would a coach in the NFL do if a player like DJ Lagway just goes, yeah, I want to leave now because you asked me if I cared about football?
Tony Dungy.
Like,
and really, he's not even the one. Like, Dungy would send his. Dungy's more of like a hold your hand kind of guy. But let's be honest. You can coddle, you can pat a player on his ass, powder his ass, and send him to bed at 8 o'clock at night with a binky in his mouth, and kind of
Kyler
make
Murray.
him up. Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But you also look at the players though that you kind of pat the player on his back and burp him, and then you hold him until he falls asleep, and then you go put him in his cradle. But the players now have a different mindset about things. And we look at Caleb Williams and how Ben Johnson has taken a player like that and turned him into a franchise quarterback and has put him in a position to ultimately either get to the NFC Championship game or go to the Super Bowl. The Bears team is very good. And so, the whole cuddling players and stuff like that, it does work in certain situations. Kyler Murray, on the other hand, completely different. It doesn't work with him. But, we talk about players now that, but even go back.
I mean, players now, though, they have social media to vent their frustrations out on. So if anything happens, they can just go on Twitter and complain.
Right. You're right.
Or go on a streamer show and do some emotes. I mean, there's no.
Yeah, Puka Nacua. But you know what? I'll give Puka credit because from what we understand is McVay and Stafford kind of let him have it.
And that's the kind of leaders you need on a team, though, too.
That's true, too. And even to the fact that Stafford even come out and said, hey, we talked to Puka. Puka understood, hey, this is not how you handle things. And he handled it perfectly in that press conference. What does Puka do the next game? 8 catches, 162 yards, and a couple scores. And the only reason they didn't win that game is because Clete Blakeman didn't know what the hell a catch is. So or we're going to call holding, and it shouldn't have been. But the point being, and like you said, social media has changed how players are handled. And I mean, we've seen it. Hell, it's probably a good thing that Antonio Brown, the host of CTESPN, didn't play in today's game. I mean, it would be wonderful for you and I because we host a podcast, gives us something to talk about. But that son of a bitch is nuts. And could you see him doing that shit with Mike Tomlin? That ain't gonna fly.
Yeah, no.
That bird does not fly. But so back to the Rams Panthers. I'm with you. I think the Rams, they take care of business there. The other NFC game is the Eagles and the Niners, and I think we both are on the same side here. Go ahead.
Are we?
Well, I'm going to see where you're going with this. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with San Francisco.
Okay, so
I'm going to go with them to upset Philly.
So I've got the Eagles beating the Niners just because the Niners defense is so beat up right now that I think Philadelphia just runs all over them. I really do.
It is, but Philly has a play caller that doesn't know who Saquon Barkley is and doesn't know who AJ Brown is.
That's true.
And Jalen Hurts doesn't know how to throw a ball and not just do the tush push.
The only thing that saves Philadelphia is that game's at home. They don't have to go to San Francisco.
That spread, Philly's favored by 6.
They won't cover that.
Yeah, it's
It'll
5.5.
It'll be a 3-point game.
Yeah.
So I covered the AFC simply so, like, again, we wanted anybody to think that we were being homers here. I'm going to start with the Jacksonville Jaguars and Buffalo Bills game. There's only one way Buffalo wins this game, and I'm still not sure they do, even if they are put in a situation to have a chance to win. For me, the only way they win is if Josh Allen puts on his Superman cape and, you know, saves the city of I'm just not sure that they have enough. I think the Jaguars shut down James Cook. I think, matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, I don't think James Cook has 50, 60 yards rushing. I really don't think he gets to that.
You're the only person that thinks that.
So I think the Jaguars shut down James Cook. I think that I really do think that we could see Josh Allen with two passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. But Jacksonville, their defense, that Jaguars offense is putting up 30 points in this game, at least. The Bills cannot stop the run. So they can't stop the run.
They're only focusing on Jacoby Myers, it seems like.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you've got Jacoby Myers, you've got Brian Thomas Jr., you've got Brenton Strange, you got Travis Etienne, you got Tootin, you've got, I mean, just there's so many weapons that Jacksonville has. Like I said, I really don't see I don't see the Bills stopping the Jaguars at all. I told you earlier, and it's kind of proven, the Bills are a cold weather team. They are very similar to the Miami Dolphins in this sense. The Dolphins were a warm weather team and could not go play in cold weather. The Buffalo Bills are a cold weather team that struggles when they go play in warm weather during this time of year. They're going to Jacksonville. It is supposed to be hot and even humid.
It's supposed to be 60. I saw it was supposed to be 60 degrees on Sunday.
Okay, so the temperatures, last time I saw it was 70, and that's true for here too. The temperatures, they've kind of dropped temperature, but still 30. Well, it's supposed to be colder than that in Buffalo. So we'll say 20, 25 degrees. It's supposed to be spitting snow, whatever else. And so, I mean, I'm not sure that.
I do have this stat for you if it might change your mind, honestly.
Go ahead.
So since Jacksonville became a team, when their over-under is over 44,
I've seen
they're
this.
0-27.
I don't care. This is a different
And
Jaguars
the
team.
over,
Just,
and the over-under for this game is 51 and a half.
the Jaguars are a different. They're a different team. Buffalo, I just look.
And I think you can hit the over on that in the first half, if I'm being completely honest.
I could see it. I don't trust Buffalo's offense. Sorry. Yeah, I look. Jacksonville wins this game 34-17. That's my prediction. I don't think it's close. I think Josh Allen gets the hell beat out of him to where he's ready to go home to Haley Steinfeld and their baby, and it'll be pitch perfect. That's it.
He's dealing with a foot injury too, so I mean, I don't know if that's going to cause him not to be able to run as much, or.
Hey.
And this will be the first running quarterback that Jacksonville has faced this year.
He gonna be running much after he gets the shit beat out of him. So I mean, and I'm not saying that because you're a Jags fan. I firmly believe that. I really do think that they're going to shut down the running game, make a team like that one-dimensional in the NFL playoffs, and you're going to have problems. I mean, look, it kind of happened.
They did that to San Francisco this year. They did that to Indy twice this year.
Atlanta did it to the Rams on Monday night. They shut down the running. Well, they shut down the running game and made Stafford throw the ball, and he did it successfully. But when they went back to run the ball, there wasn't a whole lot of success there. Make a team one-dimensional, you beat them. It's like that, whether it's high school, college, pros. I couldn't give a damn if it's Pee Wee or if it's the NFL. Doesn't matter.
And Buffalo's defensive tackles are out. They're both on the IR.
Saw that. And how would
the corners out?
Got a guy like Calais Campbell or not Calais Campbell, Armstead coming up the middle. You got Trayvon Walker. You got, no way. And
their top corners out too.
Yeah.
Harrison's out.
Man, I feel bad for Josh Allen. That some bitch going to need an infirmary before this game's over with. I really do. And like I said, 34-17 is my prediction on that game. Chargers, Patriots. Drake May is not the MVP of this godforsaken league. He's just not. If I hear that shit one more time, so help me God. Right in his face. Sorry. Matter of fact, I have no problem saying this. I firmly believe this. There will be people out there, one being Jordan Winders, that's not going to like this. The Chargers go into Foxborough and beat the Patriots. Look, I don't look. The Patriots are a good team.
I wouldn't have a problem with that if Justin Herbert did that in big games. He doesn't. He loses.
Here's the thing. When's the last time he's been in a big game to prove it?
When they had a 28-0 lead and dropped it to Jacksonville.
Yeah, but he doesn't play defense. But Justin Herbert doesn't play defense either.
Last year, they got boat raced by Houston. Chargers
win this game. They're going into Foxborough. They're going to win this game.
It'll be close. I don't know if they win, but it'll be close.
Really, like I said, other than the Drake May stuff, he's a very good quarterback. I'm not gonna shorten him.
He's not the MVP though.
He's not the MVP. But I really do. Here's the thing. Here's how the Chargers win that game. They got to shut down Trey Henderson. Boy, if they don't, you're gonna have some problems. That kid is something else. He's just one of those guys that. He's a difference maker. He was at Ohio State.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah, he's a dog. Right now, just an update on the college football playoff semifinal at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Right now, with 7:09 left in the second quarter, the Miami Hurricanes lead the Ole Miss Rebels 10-7. Ole Miss has the ball 1st and 10 on their own 25. So that's going to be a good game. That'll be a good one to watch through the rest of the night. I think in terms of the other super wild card AFC game, boy, oh boy. You're talking about a Monday night matchup as the Houston Texans go on the road to take on Mike Tomlin, Aaron Rodgers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know we're different on this game. You believe that the Steelers win this game, where I believe that I think Houston goes into Pittsburgh and beats them.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Jags fan too.
I know.
I think if I had a game and I needed a quarterback that I could trust, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers over C.J. Stroud.
I agree. I get that.
I mean,
I get it.
and this might be one of those ugly games where it's not much offense.
Right. Yeah, we talked about this to be a defensive game.
Yeah,
like a 10-7 game or whatever else. I'm with you. I mean, that's going to be a good game. I mean, it's definitely going to be hard to. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So, I don't know. I mean, it'll be a good game too. Obviously, the Broncos are the 1 seed in the FC, and the Seahawks are the 1 seed in the NFC. And I think, if I remember correctly, I was saying we don't think either of the 1 seeds make the Super Bowl. Correct?
No, I don't. Yeah,
I'm with you. I think that's the one thing we actually agree on here on the podcast this evening. Well,
I think one of them will be in the championship game to go to the Super Bowl, but I don't think they win it.
I could agree with that. So, man, it's let's see here. We got anything else to cover? I think that's pretty much it. I'm having some camera issues here. This damn laptop, some bitch made in Taiwan. It's not a knock on Asia. It's just a knock on Lenovo, the damn laptops. Anyway, technology is great until it doesn't work. Really, is there anything else to cover this week? I mean, we've looked at Super Wild Card Weekend, kind of broke it down a little bit. There's really not a whole lot for us to talk about until we get in, once we get past this weekend.
There's news on the Browns coaching search.
Oh, boy. Who is it?
Chad
Powers.
Their top interest is Mike McDaniel.
He's gonna be a highly sought after head coach. I mean,
the Cowboys are looking at Jeff Ulbrich to be their defensive coordinator. He shut the reins down pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
With the Falcons, I mean,
I really thought that they would look at a higher profile coach, but I mean, you're talking about the NFC South. I mean, it really. You got to stop Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield, and Tyler Shough. Okay, I guess why not? I mean, whatever. I mean, he did an okay job as a defensive coordinator. I guess you want to bring him in, he did an okay job in Atlanta this year.
I mean, he's better than Eberflus.
Well, that's not saying a whole lot, but yeah, you're true. You're right. What else do we have? Let's see. I was kind of bringing up some stuff here. Let's see.
So the Jets did something interesting.
Oh God, what the hell? What'd they do?
So, what type of coach do you think they would want to be their defensive coordinator?
A defensive head. Oh God, who are the hell are they looking at?
The Vikings passing game coordinator. Now,
Go ahead.
It doesn't make too much sense.
No, it doesn't.
So this dude is the passing game coordinator and the DB coach for the Vikings.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I mean,
it doesn't make a damn bit of sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, a bunch of guys are interviewing now.
Well, and I think that's going to be it. We're not going to. I mean, we're not going to really know until you get further on. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
the Ravens just interviewed Vance Joseph.
Ooh, that would be. I think that might be a good hire for them.
I do too.
That's going to be an interesting one.
That would hurt the Broncos.
Oh boy, it would. Man, oh man.
Which my team didn't seem to care too much about the Broncos.
Well, yeah, you guys went in there just smacked them right in the mouth.
In the words of Trevor Lawrence, we've been told all week this team's good. We're going to beat that ass.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Thanks for playing. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It'll be an interesting one.
Wonder if Trevor wears his grills on Sunday.
Yeah, that's interesting too. Apparently his wife had something to do with that too.
No, so I watched the whole video that the dude explained. So his wife had something to do with it. His mother had something to do with it.
Wow.
His mother gave the artist his dental records to get the mold of his teeth.
They were talking about that on NFL Primetime, and Chris Berman goes, "Yeah, it's a little bit too much information for me. Like, I don't need to know his tooth size or whatever the hell it was." And I mean, of course, Booger McFarland was laughing his ass. I was like, "That's something else." So,
that just shows me right there what type of team they are.
They are they're a close knit team.
Yeah,
and I mean that's awesome. I mean, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun game, and I really do think the Jaguars. I think they beat the shit out of Buffalo.
That might be the best game out of the weekend, if I'm being completely honest.
I think that one and probably the Bears and Packers. So,
yeah,
but I'm kind of with you. All righty. Well, let's go ahead and bounce off here. We've been on here for about an hour. I got to go on to RefQuest and block all these damn dates out for these college games I got earlier today. We'll be back next week as we will kind of recap what we've talked about tonight and the matchups as we go forward.
The divisional round.
That's right. And hopefully both of our teams are still in it. For Joshua Brooks, I'm James Knox. And until next week, we will see you.